Well, I saw people who came to the program looking to be leaders and looking to utilize Leadership Albany to improve themselves as leaders and significant people within this community.
Joining with other concerned citizens here in my class and working with them, going through even our tour of the city and the different departments of the city. So many things that you live in here, you thought you knew, but you really didn't. So you get a more in-depth knowledge of the city and its progression. So that was nice. And then to go back and get with your class and discuss it and try and come up with something new, or where can I fit in, where can I pitch in?
It totally has changed my mind about the way I look at things. I look at things in a much more positive light. I think that people need to actually get out and experience what they're talking about versus learning from it secondhand. Everybody needs to not think that perception is actually reality.
First, leadership, knowing how to be a leader, knowing what groups to contact, how to be involved in different activities, how to be a good leader. Maybe sometimes means to be a good follower and let someone else that's more experienced or more an expert lead.
By dealing with different people in the community from different walks of life, it kind of brought everything together as far as getting ideas that I could take back to, because I work at the Marine base, so when you work in Department of Defense, you kind of think a little differently. So being able to look at people who work for the city, worked in the educational field, I was able to take some of their best practices and be able to go back and work with my co-workers.
For me, the most important lessons have come from discussion. As a former journalist, you have a wide exposure to a lot of the issues that are going on in the community, but you don't necessarily get to talk to your peers. So talking to people my age about some of the problems that we have and some of the opportunities that we have has been really enlightening, because we come together to figure out, or try to figure out, how we can make change.
Well, I would say it was, number one, a very enlightening experience about the city of Albany and Dougherty County. In my class, I met people that I probably would not have otherwise interacted with. We learned a lot of things about our different careers and our different expectations about Albany. And I've just been able to develop a lot of connections with people that have the interests of Albany and Dougherty County, and in their plans, and that's what has impacted me the most.
The thing that stuck in my mind the most, that impressed me the most about Leadership Albany was, no matter what somebody's background was, or where they came from, or what their station in life is now, deep down everybody wanted what was best for Albany. And everybody that went through the class, whether they were from here or not, really wanted to learn more about our city, our community, and how they could help in their way. I was surprised by that. My class was a very positive class. Everybody was very friendly. We were smaller, I think, than most classes, and that probably helped. It was easier to get to know everybody.
And what was really fascinating for me to see is how the community worked, how the community organizations interacted with the local government, who interacted with the state agencies. That was a big eye-opener for me. I really enjoyed that.
It was a wonderful experience for me. I developed some friendships that I've still maintained to this day, and would not have met those individuals if it would not have been for Leadership Albany. And going through the class, we were exposed to so many different things in the community that probably would not have learned about otherwise.
What stuck with me most of all, and there were many things they did, was the curriculum that exists in our school system. I didn't know that the Dougherty County school system had such a prolific curriculum. I didn't know public school systems had curriculums like that. You know, I went out to Monroe High School and we saw their aerospace science program. And I was particularly impressed by the broad spectrum of excellence in the school system's curriculum.
One of the things that I enjoyed the most, because I have a teenage son, I was really interested in the educational forum. So it was very interesting to see some of the things that some of the initiatives that they had that was ongoing, or they were trying to roll out, one being the eye care program, and they finally got that rolled out successfully. And that was one of our classes, that was our class project, was to work with the eye care project.
I'm from Albany, and I thought I knew a lot, but the Discover Albany was very, very interesting, and I learned a lot more about Albany that I didn't know and I thought I knew. Local government was very good, but I think most of all it was just the relationships that we built over the class period, over the year, and I still have those relationships.
Was when we toured the Marine base. I had no idea that they accomplished and had so many departments, and it was as large as it was. And at that time they were having vehicles that was coming back from the war, and they, you know, let us tour that area, repair area and all, and the tanks and all. That's the first time I had ever been close to seeing a tank.
When you learn how your city and county governments operate, I mean, you learn a lot of things in civics, but you know, to put it in practice, you have an opportunity to meet with people who are working directly with your legal system and your other systems of government. And to be a leader, you need to understand the whole process. And I think that opportunity that we provide to show you how the legal system works, for instance, is one of the things that you gain from the Leadership Albany experience.
Getting introduction to how people were trying to revitalize the downtown area was brand new to me, because I live where I live and then I drive to base and drive back, and I didn't go through the downtown area. So seeing how the local community and the local government were attempting to revitalize downtown was a big eye-opener for me.
To certainly stay connected to their classmates. We always have each class complete a project, and so once they work on their group project, just to stay connected, not only with their class but in the community, and continue to give back and participate and volunteer and continue to be active with the alumni group.
Well, I think they need to stay involved with the Albany Leadership Alumni organization. They need to be involved out in the community, volunteer, be a member of different boards.
Try to form something such as this Fifth Friday to get together on a regular basis and continue the continuity of the class, because to me that's the most important, just to keep the friendships and keep the contact and the relationships, you know, after graduation, because that's what leadership to me is all about, is just, you know, continuing that relationship.
I love Leadership Albany. I love what it stands for. I think that it is a great organization that can change the minds of what Albany has to offer. We have a community that has so much, but yet we have the perception of a negative. And being in Leadership Albany just kind of keeps that momentum going.
You know, I got to live in Atlanta for about 6 years, and then come home and raise a family. And I think one of the best things that I didn't know about Albany was that Albany really is a good place to raise a family. It's tough it's a good place to be a kid. It's tough if you're single, but it's a great place when you move back. It's a great place to be and a great place to raise your family.